had something to say back. And then
Ja got in there. I didn't see that the first time.
I saw that the first time.
The video you're about to see, it changes everything. Newly surfaced footage shows a heated confrontation between Klay Thompson and Ja Morant. Not on the court, not during the game, after the final buzzer, when the cameras were supposed to stop rolling. This is trash talk that crossed the line. This is a personal conflict that erupted after a Mavericks Grizzlies matchup that nobody will forget. And the shocking twist, what happened after the game leaves the entire NBA world absolutely stunned, because what you think you know about this rivalry, you're only seeing the surface. November 22nd, 2025, American Airlines Center, Dallas, Texas. This was supposed to be just another game, a regular season Western Conference matchup, teams jockeying for playoff position, nothing more, nothing less. Instead, it became one of the most talked about events of the entire season. Headlines everywhere, social media absolutely exploding, commentary dominating sports television for days.
So we got some drama in the NBA world, and I love it, involving Ja Morant and Klay Thompson.
This wasn't basketball anymore. This was personal. Let's rewind. Set the scene. Memphis Grizzlies visiting Dallas for an in-season tournament game. High stakes. Playoff implications. But beneath the surface, tensions were already simmering. You could feel it in the building. The arena atmosphere was electric. Playoff-like intensity in November. Fans on their feet. Every possession mattered. But here's the thing. The Grizzlies were missing their superstar, Ja Morant, out with a calf strain, watching from the sidelines in street clothes. Meanwhile, the Mavericks were showcasing their new big three, Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving, and the newest acquisition, Klay Thompson, the four-time champion looking for redemption in Dallas. From the opening tip, you could see it. Heavy physicality, chippy defense from both sides. This wasn't going to be clean. This wasn't going to be friendly. Something was about to break. First quarter, a loose ball scramble, bodies flying everywhere, and suddenly, boom, a heated exchange between Klay Thompson and Memphis forward Santi Aldama. The incident involved rookie sensation Cooper Flagg diving for the ball, getting caught in the chaos. And Thompson, he reacted protectively toward the young player, like a veteran guarding his own. Words were exchanged, chests puffed out, teammates separated them before it escalated. But this wasn't about the ball anymore. This was about respect. This was about boundaries. This was about veteran leadership in a league where young players sometimes forget who came before them. The fuse was lit, as if one confrontation wasn't enough. Later in the game, Klay Thompson clashes with Memphis forward Vince Williams Jr. Another physical play, another moment where emotions boiled over. Thompson believed Williams was exaggerating contact to draw fouls, selling the call, playing for the whistle instead of playing the game. And Klay, he let him know. The crowd energy intensified with every single physical play, every bump, every word, every stare down. By the time the final buzzer sounded, Thompson had put up 22 points, shooting an impressive 6 of 11 from beyond the arc. Vintage Klay, the shooter the league has always known, but it didn't matter. The Grizzlies pulled off a 102-96 victory, and that's when everything truly exploded. Game over. Right? Wrong. Because as players are walking off the court, shaking hands, heading to the locker rooms, Ja Morant, dressed in street clothes, steps onto the court. Multiple angles captured what happened next. Cameras from every direction, and what they showed was undeniable. Morant approaches Klay Thompson, not casually, not friendly. He walks right up to him, and then he says it. The insult heard around the league. Let that sink in. Ja Morant, sidelined, not even playing, walks onto the court after his team wins and taunts Klay Thompson, one of the greatest shooters in NBA history, by claiming a bench player was better than him. Direct, provocative, disrespectful. Thompson reacts instantly.
So Ja Morant, during Kim Spencer's post-game interview, he goes, "Tell him who's the best shooter in the house." It wasn't bro from Golden State. The Grizzlies did play the Dallas Mavericks, which he's talking about Klay Thompson. He's throwing the shot, right? And honestly, I don't see nothing wrong with it.
He swats Morant's hand away, not backing down, not walking away. Teammates rush in, security swarms the area, bodies everywhere, trying to separate them before fists start flying. But the damage? Already done. Look at Morant's body language in that footage. Aggressively confrontational. Chest out, pointing, taunting. And Thompson, he refuses to back down. 13 years in this league, championships, injuries, comebacks. He's earned his respect. You can see younger players like Cooper Flagg and Cam Spencer watching from the sidelines, confused, shocked. These are two generations of NBA stars colliding in real time.
And he's been running his mouth for a long time, and it's funny to run your mouth when you're on the bench. It's kind of the story of his career so far, just leaving us wanting more. You know, we all want to see him out there and do his best, but he's just been letting a lot of other stuff get in the way of that.
But this incident revealed something deeper. Issues related to respect in today's NBA. Issues related to maturity. Issues related to what this league's culture is becoming. And Klay Thompson, he wasn't about to stay silent. What happened next shocked everyone even more than the confrontation itself. Klay Thompson sat down for his post-game interview, and he unleashed. He spoke with the weight of a 13-year career, with the authority of someone who suffered devastating injuries and fought his way back, with the credibility of 4 championship rings.
We need that in the NBA. We need our best players to be out there, and when you're a star, it comes with a great responsibility, and I hate to see that go to waste.
And he accused Ja Morant of wasting his potential, of lacking accountability, of being constantly surrounded by distractions and controversies. His message was crystal clear. He didn't hold back. He didn't sugarcoat it. This was brutally honest criticism from a champion to a younger star who, in Klay's eyes, was squandering his gifts. The interview was scathing, and it was about to go viral. Within hours, Klay Thompson's interview exploded across the internet. 3.4 million views and climbing. Social media was divided right down the middle. Supporters immediately rallied behind Thompson, reminding everyone of his legendary achievements. 60 points in just 3 quarters. Remember that? 37 points in a single quarter. Still a record. 14 made 3-pointers in 1 game. Unreal. 4 NBA championships. Dynasty legacy. This man has earned the right to speak, they said. He's not just talking, he's speaking from experience. But the critics? They came at him too. Klay's stuck in the past, they argued. He can't accept that a new generation is taking over. He's bitter because his prime is behind him. Analysts weighed in. Shannon Sharp called Thompson's comments unusually personal, even for Klay. Stephen A. Smith debated whether Thompson crossed a line.
You know, he took little shots. He took little shots as if he was sitting on the other side of the spectrum like an analyst, like a pundit, you know, taking subtle shots based on his character and his actions and some of the things he's done on and off the court.
But one thing was certain, everyone was talking about it. Everyone. Here's what you need to understand. This rivalry didn't start in 2025. This goes back to the 2022 Western Conference semifinals. Warriors versus Grizzlies. The dynasty facing the young, hungry challengers. Golden State, the established powerhouse with multiple championships. Memphis, the upstart team trying to prove they belonged at the top. Game 3, Ja Morant suffers a knee injury, and immediately, accusations start flying. Morant and the Grizzlies claim Jordan Poole grabbed Ja's knee intentionally. Dirty play, intent to injure. Klay Thompson, he defended his teammate fiercely, called out Morant, dismissed his claims, told him to stop whining and play basketball. That series ended with the Warriors moving on, but the bad blood, it never went away. Over the next few years, every Warriors-Grizzlies game carried extra weight. Every matchup had tension, social media exchanges, subtle shots in interviews, and now, with Klay in Dallas and Jay leading Memphis into a new era, the rivalry found new life. To understand why this moment matters so much to Klay Thompson, you have to understand his journey. A CL tear, career-threatening injury that would sideline him for over a year. But before he could even return, another devastating blow. Achilles tear, another year gone. 2.5 years away from basketball at his peak. Most players don't come back from that. Most careers end right there. But Klay, he fought back. He clawed his way onto the court again. He proved the doubters wrong. And then came 2024, the offseason that changed everything. The Warriors, the team he bled for, the franchise he helped build into a dynasty, they didn't commit to him. Contract negotiations fell apart. It felt like betrayal after everything he'd sacrificed. So he left, joined the Dallas Mavericks. A chance for reinvention, a chance for renewed purpose with a new contender. But more than that, Klay assumed a new role, a mentor, especially with rookie sensation Cooper Flagg coming to Dallas. His protective reaction during the Memphis game, that wasn't just about basketball. That was about his new identity as a veteran leader guiding the next generation.
It just doesn't, I mean, you got to get a little lucky in this league, I've learned too. Like, you got to get some breaks with injuries. I mean, Paul and I have been through it, but just lucky to still be going for 5. Like, when I say that, I have no complaints. Like, I'll do it all over again.
And when Ja Morant disrespected him after that game, it hit differently. Now let's talk about Ja, small town South Carolina kid. Overlooked by major programs. Ends up at Murray State, a mid-major school nobody was watching, until suddenly, everybody was watching. Explosive athleticism that defied physics. Highlight reel dunks. Fearless drives to the basket. A motor that never stopped. The Memphis Grizzlies took him 2nd overall in the 2019 draft, and immediately he became a franchise cornerstone, Rookie of the Year, All-Star selections, one of the most exciting young talents in the entire league. Ja Morant was supposed to be the future, the next face of the NBA, but then the controversies started. Morant is accused of punching a 17-year-old during a pickup basketball game at his home. Investigation launched. Bad headlines. Then, a confrontation with a mall security employee. More questions about his judgment. A laser pointer incident involving Indiana Pacers traveling staff at FedEx Forum. Morant's friends allegedly involved. More trouble. And then came the incidents that really shook the league. March 2023, Ja Morant goes on Instagram Live, holding a gun in a nightclub. The video goes viral. The league suspends him for 8 games. You'd think he'd learn. You'd think that'd be a wake-up call. But just months later, another Instagram video, another gun. This time the league comes down hard. 25-game suspension.
It wasn't mine. It's not who I am. I don't condone any type of violence, but I take full responsibility for my actions. Made a bad mistake, and I can see the image that I painted over myself with my recent mistakes. But in the future, I'm gonna show everybody who Ja really is, what I'm about, and change this narrative.
And then 2025, a heated argument with his own coaching staff leads to a 1-game suspension. Every single time there are questions. Questions about reliability, questions about maturity, questions about whether Ja Morant can be the leader Memphis needs him to be. His talent has never been in question, but his decision-making, his judgment, his ability to stay on the court and out of trouble, that's a different story. So when Klay Thompson spoke out after that confrontation, it wasn't coming from nowhere. Thompson speaks from years of hardship, from accountability, from championship culture where everything matters on and off the court. He believes Ja Morant is wasting his gifts through irresponsible decisions, that the controversies and suspensions are robbing the world of a generational talent.
I'm a dog. I put work in day out. I've been putting work in, man. I ain't played a game in 8 months. Had a lot of time, learn myself. A lot of hard days, where I went through it, but, basketball is, my life, what I love, therapeutic for me, and I'm just, excited to be back.
In his post-game interview, Thompson said it plainly. Translation, you have the talent, you have the platform, you have the opportunity, but you keep getting in your own way. As of November 23rd, 2025, the NBA is still reviewing the incident. Will there be fines, suspensions, additional discipline? Speculation is rampant. Every sports media outlet is covering the story. ESPN, Bleacher Report, The Athletic. Everyone has an angle. Everyone has an opinion. The league office is under pressure to respond, to set a precedent, to send a message about post-game conduct and respect between players. But as the hours tick by, the question remains, what happens next? Here's the thing, this isn't just about trash talk. This isn't just about 2 players who don't like each other. This represents competing visions of NBA culture, past champions versus the new generation, earned respect versus instant celebrity, discipline and sacrifice versus raw talent and confidence. Klay Thompson looks at Ja Morant and sees wasted potential, a player who could be great, but who keeps sabotaging himself. Ja Morant looks at Klay Thompson and sees the old guard trying to hold on to relevance, a veteran who can't accept that his time is passing. And in that confrontation after the game, both of those perspectives collided. Thompson's question echoes in everyone's mind. What else is getting in Morant's way? What else is keeping him from becoming who he could be? It's a question the entire league is asking. Let's zoom out for a moment, because this story is about more than basketball. Klay Thompson came from privilege. His father, Michael Thompson, was an NBA champion. Klay grew up around the game. He had resources, he had guidance, but he also had work ethic. He developed his shot through thousands upon thousands of hours in the gym. He earned his place in the league, and when devastating injuries threatened to end his career, he fought through rehab, through doubt, through pain, and came back. 4 championships, a legacy cemented, but also humility learned through suffering. Ja Morant, he's the underdog, the kid nobody believed in, the small-town athlete who proved everyone wrong. His rise was explosive, his talent undeniable. He became a superstar almost overnight. Is Klay right to call out Ja? Is Ja justified in clapping back at an aging star? Who crossed the line first? The truth is, this story isn't over, not even close, because both of these players have something to prove now. Klay Thompson trying to prove he's still elite in Dallas. Ja Morant trying to prove he can stay healthy, stay focused, and lead Memphis to a championship. The next time these teams meet, it's going to be be must-see television? Will there be more confrontations, more words, or will they let their game do the talking? One thing's for sure, the Klay Thompson versus Ja Morant rivalry is far from finished. This is just the beginning, and if you want to see what happens next, if you want to stay updated on this developing story, keep watching, because this saga is only getting started. The question isn't whether this rivalry will explode again. The question is when, and when it does, we'll be there to break it down for you.